Forgive me for the lighting, it's about to get better in a hot second. But anyways, today we are talking about hiding in plain sight. So, see you on a second. Alright, so I'm working on authenticity as far as my content. So I'm changing it up slightly more, and I'm putting in, let's say, 3 times that for this week. First thing first, I kind of kept myself pretty busy this morning. A little yard project, if you can see it. You know, Lord's light will let that shine through. But anyways, all right. So hiding in plain sight. The reason why I wanted to make that a topic is because, in general, we all know that we have an inner circle. Now, in that inner circle, we pretty much have friends and associates, and surprisingly, we have people that we know, but we don't find them valuable enough to be considered anything. Now, why is that important for this topic? The reason why it's important is because when it comes to people that we associate with, we like to know where we put them, how we fool with them, how far we're willing to go, what are we willing to do, what are we willing to arrange, communicate, handful of different factors. Now, in particular, this is why this is important. When it comes to my friends, I am willing to do a lot of things, like really a lot of things. I'm pretty flexible, and I have a lot of versatility when it comes to those that I associate with. But when it comes to associates, it's more of a handshake, what's up, and goodbye kind of thing. You know, I may be willing to communicate, I may be willing to support or do a handful of things as long as it's positive or as long as it's productive, either on my end, their end, or just I've shown love due to the history I never shared with that person. Now, just to make it brief, overall, hiding in plain sight is pretty much acknowledging how to, I guess, weed out those who are not really in your corner or who really pretends to be some of your closest people or really within the circle like they claim to be, but they're really not. So, I'll give some context. There's been situations where, say, back when I was in high school, I'm not going to call the guy's name out, but back when I was in high school, the guy, everybody knew, well, I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people knew me back when I was in high school. I wouldn't exactly say I was popular, but I was very well known. I had a reputation, and my reputation was the smart artist. Like, I was known for drawing, and I was known for just being smart or potentially having good grades, even though that wasn't really kind of my thing until 12th grade. Anyways, this story comes in because this guy decides to push me, and I thought it out. I was telling myself, of course, this is very agitating. The guy's bigger. There's some variables in that. But the thing that really topped it off was, it was after school. I had a ton of books in my hands. It was enough to where I had to carry it on both my hands, or I had to kind of anchor it off my hip, like this. So, it wasn't exactly the best situation if I wanted to fight him. Just throw all my stuff on the ground. I carried pictures. Like, I kind of had like a picture gallery I was working on, like consistently just adding pictures, editing, things like that. And I'm referring to like pencil and paper, the old school style. I wasn't really doing anything digital. So it was that, textbooks, because my silly self, usually I would have had my book bag already, but I left all of my stuff in my locker by accident. I guess I was probably rushing that day. Anyways, he pushed me, and I was telling myself I don't have time to necessarily fight him. It's not what I really want to do, but if I have to do it, it was just that social code of, if someone picks on you or try to bully you or treats you wrong, it wasn't that you had to fight them, it's just you couldn't run. You had to confront them, because if you ran, it was the idea that whether that person decided to spread a rumor or not, between you and that individual, that he or she would know, hey, I've done them some kind of wrong, and I can probably do it again. I can probably take it to the next step, take their lunch, take their money, take their book bag. If they got a phone, steal that. It's no telling how far it can go. So I was telling myself, even though I knew that guy wasn't that kind of person to really, take it to the next level, not only did I have people that would back me up, it was just the idea I refused to. So anyways, this goes into knowing, that these particular people were in my corner. So after, he did that, as you can tell, I'm not really a big guy, at all. I'm not exactly the smallest, but I'm nowhere near the biggest. So anyways, he pushes me. Being that I'm pretty, slender, I slide between 2 buses, and I basically just pull out of there. I just go immediately back into the school because I knew all the hallways by memory. Just about everybody did if you was a senior at that point, and you've been there more than a year. So the idea, went back into the school, and I kind of was real smart about my locations. I knew where the people I was cool with hung out, and even though I didn't know where everybody would be, I had an idea of who rode buses, who drove, who did sports out of school, and it gave me a lot better of a situation as far as how fast I can get things done. So I go immediately upstairs, I put everything up. I normally would have got my book back, but I was like, well, at that point I'm driving, so no need, I can come back for it. So I go downstairs, I see two of my guys, and I'm just gonna get them, I'm just gonna call them D and M. So they know who they are anyways. So I get D and M, I tell them the situation, and I pretty much explain to them I'm not trying to actually fight the guy. If the guy want to fight, we could just go off of the school grounds and head down the street or something and, you know, handle business that way. Whether I win, whether I lose, is the idea that you're not just going to approach me and do me any kind of wrong over any situation. So elaborating on that particular story, after I tell them, I'm like, I just want to make sure that you guys prevent it from escalating. I'm not asking you to back me up, even though I knew they would. I'm not asking you to do anything you don't want to do. I'm just asking, if he approaches me or if I approach him, if things get real tense, all I ask is you to basically just be mediators, spectators, referees, whatever you want to call it. Just make sure it doesn't turn into an actual fist fight. So they both agreed, oh, definitely, I got you. So whatever they was doing, they dropped what they was doing and they called me. I mean, we're pretty much walking like the mafia at this point. I'm in the middle of both of them on my sides. So I already had an idea where he was. I immediately pinpoint him outside at the back of the school. I go there, see the guy, and I'm not even gonna go into all the I guess the funny reactions and stuff, just out of respect for the dude. But as soon as he see us, you know, it was known. You know, he knew I was coming directly to speak to him. So we had the conversation, and at the end of it, I was pretty much saying that we're not going to be children about this. We are not going to have this linger over in time. This is not something I want to deal with tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. I mean, we're going to handle this now. You know, do you have a problem with me? Is there a problem? If you have a problem, what's the problem is? If you don't have a problem, leave it here. Like, whatever happened earlier, I'll drop it, but leave it here. Let today stay here today. So, in my opinion, not only is that an adult approach to handling business, but it's just the idea that when it comes to knowing how to pick your friends, it's just the idea, how far are your people willing to go for you? My principle is anybody who's willing to go as far for you as you would for them, then they are very likely your friend. Another thing, are they able to maintain and hold information with as much secrecy and care about that information as you would for them? That's another thing. In my situation, things are a little different for me. Like, I have my inner circle, anything that we speak about, unless that individual says specifically don't say anything that we ever cover can stay within our small group. So say if it's 5 of us and I tell one guy, then that one guy can tell the rest of the group if I didn't tell him not to say anything. I mean, we've already covered that. I believe it's been 6 years ago that was considered okay if we share amongst the group. So briefly, with friends, you know, on a personal, verbal, and on a physical level, we're willing to go as far for one another as as everybody else would for each other. We assure that we all have the same kind of like-mindedness when it comes to positivity and development, whether it's personal self-development or whether it's the development of the group of friends. And then at the same time, when it comes to the guy who I confronted, I mean, he refers to me as a friend. He even shared secrets with me before, something that a friend would do, but it's still the idea that I recognize him as an associate. You know, I'm not your best friend. I'm not going to pretend like I'm your best friend. I'm not going to share anything that I consider confidential about me or anybody that I affiliate with, that I am very personal with. So it's easier to acknowledge that. So this whole thing is to say that not all people that you may meet are easy to deal with or are easy to communicate with, or hell, may or may not give you any problems. But the whole idea is, whether they give you any problems or not, keep your eyes open, be aware of the situation, and never be afraid to ask questions. And one kind of, it's a life hack. Any question you want to ask about a person, ask them in the beginning. It makes it very easy to find out a lot of information about a particular person. A lot of people are more likely to tell you almost everything that isn't considered like a secret from the beginning versus, you know, a year or 6 months into the friendship or something. Whether they're an associate friend or just somebody like a classmate or something. It works with everybody. And so long as you carry yourself in a respectful and dignified way, it's a lot easier for people to give you that same respect and provide you information if you so ask for it early. And in doing that, it makes it a lot easier to recognize those people that we call snakes and sheep. You know, sheep basically just being the followers, and the snakes being people that can really pull off a Hollywood quality acting skill to try using people. But by being aware of those particular things based off my example and based off just the principle of being more than conscious as far as asking questions and really being in tune with detail, as well as the people they may hang with. Not saying that's a definite way either, but it helps. So overall, I hope that helps. And it's just something small. If you have any additional, I guess, questions or things that I didn't cover that well, don't be afraid to drop that in the comments. I appreciate everybody for watching this. Today is a wonderful, beautiful Wednesday. You know, the sun is beaming through. It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, PsychoTutor checking in, checking out. Peace.